Sup fighters, Sam Battlefields here. Thank you for joining me on this particular journey through the Ecological Dynamics and putting it to my class, the people in my club, some of the students. It's the last week of the year. I've been obviously very excited about this and then realised, oh shit, a heap of people are going away. I can't really put too much into play. And some of my regulars, they actually aren't in anymore. And it was a bit of a... last week, it was a bit of a, like, when they all said that they weren't coming in, I was like, oh, crap, okay. But I made a quick post saying that, you know, I'd do open mats and workshops. And fortunately, a couple of other guys who have some time off now are actually going to be in. So we workshopped a X guard, which is something I haven't really workshopped in the past. I haven't really worked on in the past. I don't think I can say from a fair level of authority. That I, you know, if I've ever got into it, it was by accident. I thought, perfect, this is something that I don't know that well or do. And fortunately, the example on Greg Souders' Standard Jiu-Jitsu YouTube channel has a whole class dedicated to it. Or dedicated to at least getting into sort of an X guard. So I literally, Greg, thanks mate. I literally took your constraint-led approach pretty much verbatim. Not verbatim, but you know, I took the concept and put it to the class, and it deepened my knowledge just through workshopping it with a purple belt, Aaron, and a couple of white belts, and just watching what they were doing and watching what was working, and then realizing, yep, here's some sort of key points to think of. One thing that I had a big struggle with, so in Greg's class, he was trying to get people to get both legs, so hooks behind the knees, and then both legs with the hands. I stopped at one, and there was kind of a little bit of a reason for that. Part of it was that I personally can't do it. So if I can't do it, I can't really show someone that this is where they're. And that's a fitness thing on my behalf. I've still got quite a significant belly, but what I'm looking at is what I discovered is, even just with, as long as you've got your hooks active. Now here's the thing, right? I've heard hooks active whenever I've been dealing with any kind of guard. Literally any type of guard. Any type of butterfly or open or anything like that. If you've got a hook, you need to have it active. Alright? I've heard that. What does that mean? Fucking nothing. Alright? But what is the outcome? What was the task? What was the outcome focus of getting your hooks active? Alright? And so what ended up happening was Aaron pointed out a couple of things. This is definitely his realm. So I let him point out his couple of things. And then I was trying to work out what the outcome focus was. So he was like, you've got to get your knee flared out, and you've got to do this and that. And I looked at what the effect of that was. And so then I looked at working on, well, what is the effect? Well, you're trying to, like, the bend in the knee goes one way, right? Let's say that's the knee. So it goes one way. It doesn't go that way. It doesn't go that way. So that's essentially what you're trying to do with hooks, is make it go that way so that the person, what's the word? Destabilizes. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So here I am, like, I'm not even playing the games. I'm literally having these boom, boom, boom things. Like, destabilization is just, as a concept, you know, I think if you really think about it, that's what Kazushi is. Destabilizing, right? And if you destabilize someone in any manner, then there's an opening going to occur. Now, I was in a free roll, so we went to a free roll. All the guys had been playing the game, so they were ready for an X guard entry, and I pulled it off. I got into X guard for the first time ever. I swept from X guard for the first time ever, and then and again, like, there was a couple of points. So I wrote an article on Bushido the other day, because formerly a martial arts website, hasn't been since 2013, is apparently their new battle cry. But they do have a section on in there for martial arts. So, and I searched for it and couldn't find anything, so I put it up. People were asking me about it. But something that I realised I was doing was, and I mentioned it before, a good way to measure this success is the lack of stopping. So if you're just flowing on and then stopping, like, as a white belt, you'll stop more regularly. At my level, you'll stop at the parts where you're having snags, right? Not the sausages, right? So all I need to do is videotape where I am stopping. But here's the thing, right? Now it's almost like the Matrix. Like, I'm genuinely, it's almost like the Matrix, where I'm just flowing through everything. I've got no concerns about anything. And the moment that I engage my brain, as in, like, the little man in the head goes, hey, what do I do here? That's where I know that I need to work on that section and put a constraint-led thing around it and work out the issue. So, for example, today, I got out of shit. I was rolling with Aaron. One of his sort of signature arm things, I got the fuck out of that, like that. And got on top. And then there was something that he's done to me before, but it made me pause. It didn't make me completely stop, but it made me pause. And it was like my head took this snapshot and went bang! Bang. It went like choo-choo! You get stuck here quite a bit. Alright, let's go and try something else, right? If I can get that flowing so that I'm not stopped and it doesn't let Aaron reset his positioning and everything, it's going to be gold. It's going to be gold. So, and then, having a chat with the guys afterwards, I kind of combined. So initially, what I did with the games, so I wanted to get the concept of, once you're in X guard, you can do a couple of things, but it all comes to destabilization. So we just need to get into it, and then it's just following them up, right? So this is essentially what Greg did in his thing, but it was really interesting. So we did a thing where, we're flat on our backs and we've got open guard, and we have to somehow get 2 hooks in behind their knees or behind their legs, and then one ankle. And then once that happens, we have to go from that. So the second game was going from that to just maneuvering into the X-guard position. All while the person on top is trying to solve the puzzle of getting around, unentangling yourself, getting past those legs. So there was a top-down approach. I fucking love it. Honestly, like, yeah. As I said, it just feels like I've gone into this like matrix mode that allows me to see the glitches in my own programming, and I think I can see. I think I'll be able to see. I could see glitches even in my students. So Jaden, he had everything ready to go, and I guarantee you, his thing was, his hips are heavy. I've got to wait until his hips aren't heavy, because he had his hands on my hips when I was in mount, and I'm like, don't worry about my hips are heavy. Destabilize. So even if that just means move your head, move your body a little bit. Yeah, it's so cool. Anyway, trying to think from that. That's the other thing. Like, Aaron spoke on a very very body angle perspective. So you got to flare your hip out, you flare your knee out. So if someone's learning that, they're going, and I said, look, that's cool, but I want to be looking at the external language. So what's the outcome we're looking to achieve? All of that makes sense to Aaron. It could make sense to Jaden, but it might not make sense to Paul. Does that make sense? So yeah, it's like the old open your hips, use your hips. Like, to you that means something, because something might have clicked in your brain, and then you just associate that with that. But if I say destabilize their hips, destabilize their shoulders, I think that is a much better way. So yeah. Anyway, it's a good journey. I'm also thinking. So I've got this coming in the mail. So I'm gonna be on that a bit more. So hopefully I can improve that and go somewhere with it. Anyway, this is Sam Battlefields. Thank you for joining me on my Ecological Dynamics approach video series. Cheers.